Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. We've had a little break for the Karibo and the Far Cup, but we are back with a little bit of midweek action in the Premier League. Just before we jump into it, quickly going to give an update on our head-to-head, mainly because I did win the last week. I won it by 8 points to 5, but Tom is still winning overall by 10-7, so I was just glad to get it back to 3. Oh, God, it still feels like I'm a long way behind. But one more thing to do, Tom. Please hit me with whoever is the comment of the week.
Our comment of the week comes from Manish Thapa, who had the Man United Aston Villa score correct, the Crystal Palace Sheffield United score correct, the Leicester City Newcastle score correct, the result of the Spurs game correct, the result of the Arsenal game correct. Unfortunately, he was wrong about City. Burnley obviously didn't play Fulham, but he's done pretty well. I think that's 8 results and 3 perfect scores. So well done, Manish. And a quick shout out as well, really quickly, to Roberto Hollis for your in-depth predictions. We love it. And without further ado, Gilding of Lilies, Ian, it's Aston Villa versus Tottenham Hotspur.
I just want to say both those guys, they're like young Charles Xaviers in my mind. But Birmingham, Thomas, Birmingham. That is where Aston Villa play.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
No, I've looked it up. I just need to work out where Birmingham is, and then we're gold. But
it's in Lancashire. I keep telling you.
They play in Birmingham. But the reason why we're not diving into this game straight away is because it doesn't look likely that this game is going to be played. Villa had to field their youth team against Liverpool, and they put up a brave showing, but ultimately lost in the FA Cup. And it's hard to imagine that they're going to get over the COVID outbreak in time for this game to be played.
Should we just give quick score predictions and move on to the City match? Very
quickly, Tom, I was going to say, what we could do is, one, say how angry is Jose Mourinho going to be that another game's cancelled?
On a scale of 10, I think he'll be on the 9.5.
Okay. And very quickly, I just want to get your opinion on it. Quick, do you think Premier League should be cancelled? Do you think we should carry on? Do you think football should be carrying on during the fact that the whole rest of the country's told we're not allowed to move from our outside or we'll be sniped down?
I really appreciate football going on right now. I think it's keeping me going and it's giving me something to look forward to and some sort of excitement. And I think most football fans feel the same. Equally, if football is called off, then from a health and safety point of view, it's probably better. But from a really selfish point of view and a very biased point of view, I'm not sure if you feel the same, but I feel like I need football in my life right now to keep going. So
I'm absolutely delighted that it is carrying on. But as I say, you can't really. You can't really argue if they do call it off, but the only thing I would say, especially speaking from a lower league point of view, oh God, what state is this lower league going to be in by the time lockdown ends? Because
exactly,
it's a bit of a mess at the moment. But without wasting any more time on that, please, we'd like to know your thoughts on it. Give your comments down below. It is obviously probably the biggest issue in the world at the moment, and we'd like to know your thoughts on it. But I just think. I think Spurs will probably win this game. It won't be easy because Villa are really good. But I just think Spurs will probably win 2-1.
Okay, I've got the exact same score. I feel the same way. This is a Jose Mourinho special, if it ever was.
It's always a Jose special when they win, isn't it? So everybody says that. I think Jose's going to do a masterclass here.
But this is what Jose does. Like, he comes up against swashbuckling, forward-playing teams, and he just destroys them. He doesn't. Rarely does he lose the big matches, though, right?
Liverpool.
He lost to a lost second goal. But Aston Villa aren't Liverpool. Anyway, look, enough of this.
Playing Liverpool.
Manchester City versus Brighton and Hove, Albion.
Well, Thomas, City have gone from a few weeks ago. We were saying, I'm not quite sure about this Man City side. They look a bit like tired, and they look a bit like, Guardiola's like lost his mojo. Now they look fantastic. Now they look like they're a side that could go 10 games winning streak. They look solid at the back with the resurgence of John Stones alongside Diaz. And they have found that Kevin De Bruyne can just about play absolutely any position you put him on a football pitch and excel.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that, isn't it? They don't play a striker anymore, but they're looking really good right now. They started to score goals again. Obviously, they beat Man United in the Carabao Cup 2-0, and at the end of the day, it felt pretty routine by the full-time whistle on that, and they thoroughly deserved it. Ian, Brighton and Hove Albion, down 3-1 going into the second half, drew a 3-0 with Wolves for their 8th draw of the year. Now, we've taken a little bit of flack on our Premier League videos. Apparently, the pundits are even admitting that Brighton play good football, but something's wrong with us for not thinking that. Do you find them as boring as I do right now?
It's funny, isn't it? Obviously, that was a great game against Wolves, and they did really well to come back in it. And really unexpected that Wolves would throw away a 3-1 lead. But yeah, I mean, they're not boring. It's hard to say they're boring, but they just don't win. They do not win. They literally don't score. They create a lot of chances in games. They never take them, and then they find a way to throw away points at the end of the day. They rarely score more than a goal.
There's only 6 sides in the league that have scored less goals than they have.
Yeah,
only 6 teams.
You know, I know they have taken England's greatest striker on board. The ever past, present, and future England's greatest striker in Danny Welbeck. But there doesn't seem to really be a massive amount of improvement. Like, we keep talking about, we keep hearing about how old Potter, he's building, but what is he building?
Yeah, I don't know what we're supposed to be seeing out of this Brighton team that's so good. They're really slow when they attack. They don't get the ball forward. They don't move quickly with speed. They aren't scoring many goals. They're conceding quite a few goals. The 3-3 draw notwithstanding, I don't think they've scored more than 2 goals in a match this season. And I worry for them this year. Fulham have 2 games in hand over them. All Fulham need to do is win and draw a match, and they are no longer in the relegation zone. And Brighton are. I don't think they're going to win this. And honestly, I think this is the sort of match where City could put up an ugly scoreline. I'm going to go 3-0 to the Citizens.
Yeah, I'd say the one exciting player that I like at Brighton is Lamptey.
Yeah, Tariq is awesome.
Obviously, he's injured, I think, at the moment, so obviously that slows them down quite a lot. But he's an exciting player that I enjoy watching. Man City all day long in this one. I think that they've really just got it going. Wouldn't it be weird? This would be the typical Premier League this season, though, where Brighton go and win this one against the City side, who've had a wonderful week where they smashed Chelsea, did really well against Man United. But I think City will win as well. I'm going to go 1 less on your score. Because they are watertight at the back. 2-0 Man City.
Let me also say that Brighton have a terrible run of matches. They're away for 3 straight, and after this, they've got to go to Leeds. And, it's going to be tough for them.
Sheffield United versus Newcastle United.
No offense to either sets of fans here, but I do not think that this is anything close to the number 1 match of the weekend. It may be the least likely match to be watched. Sheffield United still without a win. As we speak in the Cup, they're drawing 1-1, which means they still could be without a win.
Hey, Bristol Rovers are a good side.
Who are?
Bristol Rovers are a good side.
Yes, a fantastic side. Newcastle have not been good this season. The main criticism towards Newcastle, and I believe their fans have been making a lot of these, is that they are not offering anything going forward. They've tried to change that in the last couple games. We've seen them be a lot more attacking recently and kind of throw themselves forward. Against Leicester, they had a couple chances to score, and obviously they got a credible 0-0 draw with Liverpool where they did offer something. But, I mean, doesn't this have draw written all over it?
It does. Well, I can't resist being an idiot.
Don't do it.
I can't resist it.
Okay. Oh. Do it. Say what you don't really want to say.
I think Sheffield United are going to win 1-0.
Oh my god, you're a fool. Okay. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Ian is nuts. Let's get away from this before he has a fit. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Everton.
I know last time we saw Wolves, obviously, Traore actually turned up for a game and scored an absolute screamer, and they beat Palace in the FA Cup. But they are a baffling side in the league. They really are Wolverhampton Wanderers.
That 3-3 draw, they threw it away. They completely threw the result away.
Which is really unlike them. It's really, really strange to see Wolves just almost go into a bit of a panic mode.
Yeah. They fell apart. It's so weird. So weird.
And they come up against an Everton side who also put in a really, really disappointing performance against West Ham.
Yeah, I think they tried to make up for it today against Rotherham. I don't know, Everton are that sort of team where it's like 80% Ancelotti's team, and it still feels like there are bits of the team that he's just stuck with. Will Alex Iwobi play? Won't Alex Iwobi play? Will Alex Iwobi play well? Won't he play well? Seamus Coleman's only just coming back at right back. There's still lots of rumors he wants to sign a striker. Oh, sorry, not a striker, a goalkeeper, which I find
Really?
kind of, you not criticizing Ancelotti, but that's got to put some unrest in the defense as well. Like, if the manager really is being this open about wanting to replace him, then it's got to be tough. But I think they're still solid. They're upper top half, right? Like,
I can think of a good
6 to
fit.
8.
I know. I can think actually of a good fit for Everton as a keeper.
Is the first name begin with a D and the last name begin with a H?
Oh, Simon Eastwood.
I hear he's available. Really quickly on the Wolves front, they have recalled striker Patrick Curtoni, who they signed for £16 million before loaning him back. He's been playing Serie A side Fiorentina, but they've called him back, and it might be really useful to have an actual striker in the squad now, and it'll be really interesting to see how well he plays. They called him back on the 7th, so this will be his first Premier League match if he gets to play. It'll be really exciting to see them with a striker again and a focal point, because that's what they're missing right now. It's just a direction to play to.
Yeah, we talk about it every week, don't we? Yeah, absolutely. They've got tons and tons of skillful attacking creative players, but they don't have a focal point striker, which is always the gamble when you go into a season with just one, that he might get injured and you might be left a little bit short. And it's sometimes, obviously you highlight Podence every week, but you've got like Ruben Neves, you've got Moutinho, you've got all these other players that are like Dendoncker, great players to watch. But I think this game will be played at a snail's pace. I think that's one thing Everton really lack at the moment, is a bit of pace. They'll be hoping that James can play and provide a bit of creativity. And I just think Everton might win. I think it's going to be 1 goal in it, and I think Everton will win 1-0.
I got to go with a 1-0 draw. I think they'll draw this one as well.
Do not panic, because the Eagles are coming.
Oh, hi, Eagles. It's Arsenal versus Crystal Palace.
Well, who do you want to start talking about, Thomas?
I think I better take Crystal Palace, because I don't think I'm allowed to talk about Arsenal anymore.
Well, I don't think you want to, do you? Because they are, like, back, and they're going to storm the league.
Yes. So, Palace won their last match against Sheffield United 2-0. Excellent prediction on your part, Ian, for that one. They've come out of what was a kind of mini slump that they were going through, where they just fell apart for a couple matches. They drew one, they've won one. They're definitely too good to get relegated this season. I don't think anyone thinks they're relegation fodder, but it looks like it's Wilfried Zaha and Eze verse in most games, and they really have to hope that one of them come up with magic.
What a goal by Eze, though.
It's great. It's a great goal.
Stunning. What a fantastic goal by him. He was like, that is a Zaha-style goal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Dribbling past 3 people and just pinging in the bottom corner. And it was such an easy finish as well. The defender got in his way and he went, cool, I'll just curl it around your back foot and score here. They're a tough team to break down. They're a really hard team to beat. At the same time, they have it in them to completely capitulate. And you feel like if Arsenal come into this match with the same swagger they went about West Bromwich Albion with, Arsenal will win.
Yeah, I mean, just the difference in like a few weeks is just staggering, of just putting a few young players in, and it's highly been talked about, the types like Martinelli and Smith Rowe. But the energy Arsenal played within those games was so much better, and they put West Brom to the sword really in that game. Just on Palace a little bit, I mean, it's just like we always talk about, we would give Hodgson a bit of a hard time, but you see kind of like the beauty of having a manager of his knowledge and his experience. When they're having a bad run, just go back to basics, make yourself hard to beat. They picked up a point against Leicester. No way they were going to lose that game against Sheffield United, and they're just back in a comfortable position again. Arsenal, it looks like Ozil's on his way to Fenerbahce, so that's going to be good news for particularly above anyone else Arteta to finally get rid of him. Maybe there might be a few more like settled bodies in the squad, but I don't see Arsenal signing too many people in this window. It'll be about trying to clear the deadwood out, and I think he'll carry on now playing a lot of these youngsters and younger players and give them, time to shine. And you would think that Arsenal would just be a bit too strong for Palace in this game though, and I don't think I can see Arsenal conceding, but I think they'll win 3-1.
Oh,
Sorry, I
taken
should have let
months.
you go first. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm going to copy your scoreline on this. I know it's not going to be that exciting a week because of that. I mean, it's just everything hinges on 3 games in the middle. But I think what we're about to see is the media go absolutely nuts for how good Arsenal is. I think they're going to return to their level. And I think pre-season we had them top 8. And they are kind of a top 8 to top 10 side. They are missing a bit of talent. But the young players they have in Saka, Martinelli, Rob Holding... Maitland-Niles.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, it's like little silly things. Even you complain about at the lowest level, you complain about the highest level. It's like players when they turn up and they show effort.
Yeah,
it's amazing how much leeway the fans will give them if you just literally run around and look like you're trying. And I think that was the biggest criticism of all these players, particularly people like Willian, people like David. Yeah, not David Luiz so much, but like he's probably the one player you look at as like when he looks like he's playing walking football sometimes. It looks like he's just there for a paycheck.
I think an interesting thing you've seen as well is that in the last 3 games, Saka's been involved, and we talk about Saka all the time. But Saka looks better when he's surrounded by the young guys he's played football with his whole life that find him, get him the ball where he needs it. And I think if they keep doing that, if Saka is the special talent that he could be, then that's what they need to do to unlock his talent, is play the guys that have played with him since they were 12 years old and know exactly where he's going to be and exactly the runs he's going to make and are going to utilize them. And I think this is where Arteta is going to make his corn, but they're still very fragile. And all it takes is a draw for this club to spin out control again.
We're in a similar sort of situation with Ollie and Man United, aren't they? Right? They'll have good runs and everyone will talk about him being a genius. Now you need to get off his back. They'll have bad runs and everyone will talk about why did you give this guy who's got no experience such a big high-profile job.
Exactly. And
Chelsea are doing it. Man United are doing it. Arsenal are doing it. It's it's a merry-go-round between those clubs at the moment.
Cannot wait till we get to talk about Chelsea again.
It didn't take long, but we've reached the final match. We've reached the main event.
Burnley FC versus Manchester United.
Well, in our old style of videos there, where you wouldn't have seen you there, Tom, people would have thought Sean Dyche was reading that out. But
are we showing our faces now when we're doing the announcements for teams?
Yes, only yours, because yours looks particularly silly. But anyway, we're digressing. We're here to talk about Burnley Man United, which could be hugely significant because we could see Manchester United get back to the top of the league, where some people say they belong. Not my words. That's the words of resident expert and Manchester United fan, Thomas Pickering.
Ian putting words in my mouth again. But yes, Man United, come Tuesday evening at 10 o'clock at night, could be top of the Premier League with a win here. We just watched them play the single most boring FA Cup fixture in recorded history in a game against Watford where neither team really wanted to turn up. But United have been on absolutely insane levels of form. What started as this weird away run where we just relied on Bruno Fernandes, Martial, and Rashford to somehow come up with 3 goals a game for like 20 minutes in every match has just evolved into United scoring almost like freely. Their attacking play right now is really good. Get the ball to Fernandes, utilize the 2 wingers and the striker. It's unfortunate they won't have a blunt instrument like Cavani up front in a game like this, because you feel like Burnley are going to set out to defend. You feel like they're going to set out to really control this United side, not give them any room. We know that Man United have trouble breaking down 2 banks of 4, and we know that that is the exact lineup Burnley are going to play. Sean Dyche loves the 4-4-2, and he sets them out really strongly. So it's not going to be a high-scoring affair, I don't think. This one's going to come down to hopefully one of the United players taking the chance when it comes to him. Hopefully we won't see Dan James, but who knows? He's in vogue right now. He's very popular. It'd be good to see McTominay at CDM. As much as he played some wayward passes, etc., he's been in the goals recently. And I just really like his ability to break up play more than I like Fred's ability to do it. And I'd rather he was in there. Pogba, for me, has to play. Fernandes has to play. Rashford's got to be out on the left. I think somebody, honestly, like Greenwood is going to have to lead the line in a match like this. I prefer him to Martial, but he was not very effective against Watford. So we'll have to see what happens.
Question.
Yes.
Would you rather see Bailly or Lindelof in the back 4?
I think Lindelof for me. I know Man United fans hate him, but I think he's pretty strong. I think he's really steady, and he never looks He never looks shaken or anything like that. Like, he always looks like he's in control. Eric Bailly seems to, every time I watch him play, have these mad moments where he's just scrambling around like a headless chicken. We've already got that in Harry Maguire, so.
What do you think the score's going to be then, Tom?
It's going to be a close one. I think I'm going to go for another 2-1 Man United victory.
Yeah, that's the thing in this game, is as good as and well organised as Burnley are, and they have been in good form, they scraped through in the FA Cup against MK Dons thanks to a 94th minute Vidra equaliser, and then they went through on penalties. But in the league, they've been really solid, but they just don't score a lot of goals, and I can't see Man United not scoring more. I can see Man United scoring at least 2 in this game. Good as well, and Man United tend to like to get goals early now, like get out front early doors. I don't see Burnley. They can't hurt Man United with any pace. They don't have it in the side, so the only way they can do that is through set pieces. I don't really think Man U have been too bad with that this season. Thank God, I don't really remember too many times they've been undone with set pieces.
We're not being completely outdone. We're not like Leeds or anything like that. Obviously, we do tend to concede silly goals, though. When we do concede, they tend to be quite silly. But you want to hope as well that Man United aren't going to be fouling them 10, 15 yards out of goal, because that's like, how are they even getting there in the first place with the midfield and strikers we've got out there? We should be able to close them down in their own half most of the time.
But I think Man United will win as well. I don't even need to put my Man United hat on to say that. I think it'll be a 3-1 win to Man United. I think that I might even see a rare Paul Pogba goal. I think it'll be a return to the summit. And you've got to be starting to think, Tom, they're going to be champions.
No, but I am happy to see them playing well and possibly at the top of the table. Can we also very quickly, did you see the Goal of the Month competition on the BBC?
No, I did not.
Paul Pogba's goal was on it, the one where he pings into the top corner from like 35 yards, like one touch. Yeah, doesn't even get in the top 3. Admittedly, Haller's bicycle kick wins it. Yeah, fair enough. But I think only Liverpool fans watch that, because Man United, no matter how many times a goal entry gets in there, for some reason a Liverpool goal is always near the top, and Man United goals never get any credit. So I'm just saying, free Paul Pogba.
Get your violins out, folks. Everyone feels sorry for Paul Pogba and Man United. This one probably went on a little bit longer than we thought it was going to be, but I don't think we've seen each other for a week, Thomas. So we need to have a good old woman natter and catch up on current affairs. So yes. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. That helps us out so much on YouTube, and we appreciate every thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, and we know that most of you watching this haven't, then hit that subscribe button and also hit the notify bell so you don't miss out on our future videos that we do. Big shout out to Grandstand Betters. They have superb tips to website. We work with them. Tom, what are you doing, man?
I just we currently have a poll going on our community page. Please go down and have a look. We had 46 people vote on it. We'd really like 50 or 60 people to make an informed decision on it. Please have a look at the poll and answer the question as honestly as you could. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, so as I was just saying, Grandstand Betters, check them out. Superb tips to website. They will win you money, and if you like betting on sports, there's no better place to go for your tips. Their website and YouTube channel are down in the description, as are our Amazon affiliate links and our link to Audible. If you want an Audible free trial, or if you're buying anything on Amazon, click on those links. It just gives us a few extra pennies that we can use if we possibly could make these videos better. I personally don't know how we can, but if those pennies will go towards that impossible task of improving the quality content of Very Biased Opinions. Thomas, no doubt you will see us out with a fantastic words of wisdom.